Hello. Something a little bit different this time. Rather than messing about with gearboxes or bodywork, I'm on with stripping down a carburetor. This particular carburetor is HIF 44, which was fitted to the later Metros, and I think they were fitted to the likes of the Marinas and stuff like that. So the intention with this is to fit this to my 1330 engine when it returns, give it a bit more breathability, a little bit more fuel. But I'll just show you the ins and outs, well, my ins and outs, should I say. Those of you familiar with SUs, this is the dashpot, and you have the plunger, which goes in the top of the dashpot, as everybody knows. Fill it up with engine oil, 2050s engine oil. Well, just top it up to the bottom of the, as you look underneath, you'll see that little ridge there. Just top it up to there, just to give some resistance to the plunger as it's been fitted in, and then ultimately you've got, it comes down to the needle valve. This particular needle valve is it's already undone, so I'll just take it out. Just being careful, there's a little spring on the end, so yeah, just let me take that bush off. So yeah, so this is your needle valve. Don't think you'll be able to see it on there. I don't think I'll zoom in, but that says BDL, so that's the standard needle valve for the HIF 44. Just looking at it, you will see it just has a little bit of wear there along that edge, and obviously it does wear as it runs in along the jet within the carb. So this will be replaced with a similar one, but I am going to use a BDL rather than anything else. I've taken advice from some people in the know, and they say BDL is the one to have to start off with. So we'll run with a BDL. So that's going to be my my jet. The actual body of the top of the carb comes apart. It is actually, or it should be, held on at the top by this little spring washer, spring clip. Sorry, it's clips on there to stop the spring. But I've taken it off, and you take it out, and you have that big spring inside. Again, this spring, you can change these springs for a stronger spring, but again, I've been advised to either keep it red or yellow. I think they go red, yellow, green, I think. This one is a red, and I think you can just about make out the red in colour on the spring. So again, I'm going to run with a red spring, which is a standard spring in the carb. So hopefully that will run okay. So getting onto the actual carb, as I say, I'm not going to strip it down completely. I'm just going to clean it up, make sure all the movements are clean, etc., etc. But just at one point, this little inlet here, this is where, in fact, let me get my torch on it. This is the fuel inlet. So if you can look inside there, you might be able to, let me see if I can get my torch in. Yeah, you can just about make out the dirt and debris inside there, just at the bottom of that little chamber. Yeah, you can just about see it. Well, that's the fuel inlet. So this here is the fuel inlet. So the fuel is coming in, and it goes through a little filter. Again, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see this or not. We'll try. This tiny little filter on the end of this fitting, and you can see it actually has some debris on the end of that. It's difficult to see until it focuses. Yeah, you can just about make it out. It's a bit deformed, but it's there. It's doing its job. It's stopping any debris from getting into the fuel system. So part of the rebuild, obviously, will be to clean all this out, make sure it's all clean and ready to go. this is obviously the bottom of the carburetor. So the carburetor will sit in the car in that kind of orientation. So it's called the HIF because it has an integral float. So this is the float bowl which bolts on underneath like that. So it's quite a distinctive look, the HIF. Some of the other HI carbs, or sorry, the other HF carbs have a separate bowl, separate fuel bowl at the side, but the HIF is integral. This is also a 44mm carburetor, so the inlet is 44mm or an 1 3/4, I think. Yeah, but it's 44, so it's a HIF 44 or a HIF 6, which are the same, basically the same carbs. I think the 44 is a slightly later one, but I think basically they're just the same. So yeah, so that one's all cleaning out. You can swap over these the bearings and stuff on these shafts, but there doesn't seem to be any play whatsoever in them, so I'm loath to take them apart just to mess about with them. But what I will say is the float itself. Obviously, looking at this one, it's been in fuel quite a while, so it's gone very, very yellow, and it wouldn't take much to crack it. One way of checking it is to put it in some water, submerge it in some water. If there's bubbles coming out, then you've got a leak in your float. Time to renew it. I think I'm going to see if I can renew this. That should actually be white, I think, but yeah, it's obviously a few years old. So yeah, that's what we're up to. So this is going to be rebuilt. When it fits to the engine, it's going to be fitted to this particular inlet manifold. This is an Ocelli Torque Master. Yeah, it's supposed to be good. If you read Vizard's book, he says they're supposed to flow quite well. For what I'm going to be using it for anyway, I think it will more than good. This one was originally a 38. When it came to me, it was it was for a HIF 38. The fittings on the rear are the same for the 38 or the 44. The only difference is the bore size. So I've spent quite some time with a little Dremel. I'm not finished yet. There's a few more little bits to do just to clean it up, but I've opened it up to 44mm to suit the rear of the carb. So I think when it goes on, it goes like that. But there'll be a spacer piece, a little rubber spacer piece between the two, and that's how, well, it won't be because that carb's upside down, but it will be the other way around. So yeah, that's the orientation it will go on within the car. So that's your float bowl at the bottom. So that's ultimately how it will sit once it's bolted onto the car. But yeah, again, something a little bit different. So I'm going to order an SU rebuild kit, and I'll do another video as and when. Okay then, right, speak to you soon, bye bye.